Our top story this hour: Sudan has ended 30 years of Islamic law by agreeing to separate religion from the state. Sudanese Prime Minister Abdullah Hamdok and leader Abdelaziz Al-Hilous signed a declaration of principles in the Ethiopian capital of Addis Ababa. The declaration said that the state shall not establish an official religion and that no citizen shall be discriminated against based on their religion. The document also said that Sudan's multiracial and multi-religious society should be respected for it to become a democracy. The two sides also agreed to establish informal negotiations to resolve contentious issues such as the right to self-determination of all citizens. The accord comes less than a week after the transitional government initiated a peace deal with rebel forces that has raised hopes of an end to fighting that ravaged Darfur and other parts of Sudan under ousted dictator Omar al-Bashir. Sudan is emerging from international isolation that began soon after he seized power in 1989 and implemented a hardline interpretation of Islamic law. WION correspondent Patrick Oyet is joining us from South Sudan. Thank you so much for joining us. My first question to you is, to start with, could you begin by telling us about the declaration a little and how it is going to alter Sudan and how it is going to help people find lasting peace in the country?
Yeah, the declaration of principle has been signed, just as you rightly said. Of course, a declaration of principle is a roadmap showing that now this is the way we want to follow, or this is the path we want to follow. So the Sudanese people, therefore, would like to separate the state from the religion. This issue of state and religion has been a very big problem to Sudan. Most of the conflicts that have been happening in Sudan have been happening because those who are not Muslim feel like declaring Sudan as an Islamic state has been a problem to them because they did not have their rights. They were discriminated against because of their religion. So this is one of the key issues that also the people of South Kordofan, the people of Nuba Mountains in Darfur have been fighting against. So for the government to now accept this, many people in Sudan say will, of course, ensure that peace returns. But there are also challenges because there are parties or political parties that are affiliated to Islam, and they are not accepting that Sudan should actually become,
Yes,
a secular state. And as we say, this is only a declaration of principle. There might be some details that will come later, yes.
Yes, I was going to actually come to that, but before I want to ask you, the two sides also agreed to establish informal negotiations to resolve contentious issues such as the right to self-determination of all citizens. Could you tell us a little about that?
I didn't get you very well. I didn't get you very well, please.
I'm saying that the two sides also decided to, resolve contentious issues such as the right to self-determination of all citizens. Could you tell us a little about that?
I didn't get you. Pardon?
What are the other issues that they have aimed at to resolve to maintain peace in the country? Could you tell us a little about that?
Yeah, there are issues. For example, one of the issues that is seen as a very serious obstacle is, of course, marginalization. This is what other political parties are saying, that they feel non-Muslims have been marginalized against. They feel that there is also economic marginalization because some of the regions that do not have Muslims have not been developed. There is political marginalization also. Positions are not given to non-Muslims, and of course issues to do with poverty in those regions that are not full of people who are Muslims. So those are some of the challenges. But Sudan's government is saying it is working to address those issues. So with the new government being in place, people are hoping that peace will come and some of these issues will be addressed, because also one of the challenges that has been going on in Sudan is that agreements would be made and would not be implemented. But at least there is hope that this being a new government, perhaps these agreements that are being made would be implemented and peace therefore will return to Sudan.
Yes, of course, and I know you mentioned this before, but I want some clarity on this. Now that this declaration has been signed, has there been any backlash from pro-Islamist parties? And can this be a challenge going forward?
There are still some challenges. I'm struggling to get you, but if I got you right, there are still some challenges because, as we said before, this is only a declaration of principles. And declaration of principle means this is the road we want to follow, this is the path we want to follow to reach an agreement. Now, problems might come, as experts say, problems may come in the details because there are other parties that even they are in this current government, but they are against this secular state. So they may reject it, and then problems will come in the details. How does the government want that secular state to be? Because Sudan is also a kind of a federal state, by the way, even though it is not said. It is a country that has states. Each state has governor, has ministers, has parliament. So is it going to be, in some states there will be secular kind of a government, and instead there will be Islamic kind of government? These details we still do not know. And that is where the challenge might still come, because will the opposition accept that some states should be secular and some states should be Islamic, or will they say the whole country should be Islamic? So there are still challenges ahead.
All right. Yes, that's exactly what I wanted to know. Patrick, thank you so much for joining us with all those inputs. Thank you for your inputs.